May 25th, 2022. A courtroom goes silent. Every media outlet in the world is watching. And then she appears on screen, Kate Moss, the woman who never explains. Never defends, never testifies until now, 4 minutes. That's all it takes for her to destroy a lie that's haunted Johnny Depp for years. One word, no, and it's over. But here's what nobody's asking. Why? Why would Kate Moss, who spent 30 years refusing to engage with drama, suddenly show up for an ex-boyfriend she dated in the 90s? The answer? It's darker and more complicated than you think, because Kate Moss isn't just a supermodel. She's a survivor of an industry that tried to destroy her at 14, exploit her at 18, and erase her at 31, and somehow, impossibly, she's still the most powerful woman in fashion. If you're already hooked, go ahead and hit that like button. Because what you're about to hear, the internet's been getting it completely wrong. So buckle up. This is the Kate Moss story they don't want you to know. Part 1, the airport. JFK Airport, New York. Imagine being 14 years old, stranded with your dad for 3 days, exhausted and just wanting to go home. You're not special. You're not even pretty by conventional standards. You're just there. And then a woman walks up to you and says 4 words that will change your life forever. Have you ever modeled? This is how legends are born. Not in mansions, not at elite parties, but in the tired, fluorescent hell of an airport terminal. Sarah Dukas, founder of Storm Model Management, looked at Kate Moss and saw the future. The problem? Nobody else did. Here's what they don't tell you about Kate's childhood. It was rough. Her parents divorced when she was 13. Her mom, Linda, was a barmaid. Her dad worked in travel. They lived in Croydon. And if you're not from the UK, understand this. Croydon is not glamorous. It's working class. It's gritty. It's real. Kate wasn't raised with connections or money or any advantage. She was raised on council estates and corner shops, and she was painfully, agonizingly shy. I hated being looked at. I hated being vulnerable. So when Sarah Dukas handed her that card, Kate didn't even understand what it meant. She thought modeling was something rich girls did. Not girls like her, but Sarah knew. She knew this girl, with her button nose, her gap teeth, her too ordinary face, was about to blow up the entire fashion system. Within months, Kate was signed. Within a year, she was working. But the fashion industry? They were about to eat her alive. Part 2, too short, too normal, too real. Let me set the scene. It's 1990. The supermodel era is at its peak. Cindy Crawford, Naomi Campbell, Linda Evangelista, Claudia Schiffer, these are goddesses. 6 feet tall, curves for days, megawatt smiles. They don't walk runways, they conquer them. They don't pose for cameras, they seduce them. And then there's Kate Moss, 5'9". Skinny to the point of androgyny. No curves, no boobs, gap in her teeth. It's giving. Baby sister stumbled into the fashion dimension and no one had the heart to send her back to reality. Agencies are furious with Sarah Dukas. You can't sell this, they tell her. She's too normal, too short, too nothing. But photographer Corinne Day sees something else. She books Kate for the Face magazine in 1990, 3rd issue. And what she does is radical. She shoots Kate like a real person. No makeup. No styling. No glamour. Just Kate, raw and real, shot in natural light on a beach. She's 16 years old wearing her own bikini, looking vulnerable and young, and completely unlike anything fashion has ever seen. The shoot is called The Third Summer of Love. And it detonates like a bomb. Fashion editors are confused. Is this fashion or documentary photography? Is she pretty or plain? Sexy or childlike? That confusion? That's exactly what makes it powerful. Because Kate Moss isn't selling fantasy. She's selling reality. And reality, it turns out, is way more dangerous than fantasy ever was. The fashion industry built itself on unattainable dreams. Kate showed up with attainable nightmares. Then Calvin Klein calls. Part 3, the campaign that broke America. Before we get into this next part, and trust me, it gets dark, make sure you're subscribed. We're covering the stories the mainstream won't touch. The breakdowns nobody else is giving you. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. Kate is 18 years old. Calvin Klein wants her for his jeans campaign. The concept? Her and Mark Wahlberg. Raw, sexual, provocative. Sounds exciting, right? Here's what actually happened. Kate shows up to set. Wahlberg's already a massive star. Marky Mark with his own rap career and entourage. He's surrounded by people. Confident, comfortable. Kate, she's alone, vulnerable, scared. I think they played on my vulnerability, she'd later admit. I was really nervous. Mark was very confident. It didn't feel safe, but she does the shoot, topless, looking impossibly young. The images are stunning and uncomfortable in equal measure. When the campaign drops, America loses its mind. Billboards, bus stops, magazine spreads. Everywhere you look, there's Kate Moss, waif-thin, pale, dark-circled eyes looking like she hasn't slept in days. Parents are furious. She's promoting anorexia? Critics coin a term for the aesthetic, heroin chic. And then President Bill Clinton, the actual president of the United States, condemns it. His administration releases a statement calling the fashion industry's glorification of heroin use destructive and troubling. Kate Moss, at 18 years old, is being blamed for a drug epidemic she has nothing to do with. She's never touched heroin. Not once, but the label sticks anyway. I was thin because I didn't get fed, she told the BBC years later. I didn't get paid for months. I was living in tiny flats. I'd work 16-hour days and survive on cigarettes and coffee. The fashion world starved her. Then blamed her for being thin. Let that sink in. But here's the twisted part. The controversy makes her bigger. Suddenly, every designer, every magazine, every brand wants the girl who broke the rules. She's dangerous. She's controversial. She's unmarketable, which makes her the most marketable person alive. Welcome to the paradox of Kate Moss, and it's about to get way darker. Part 4. Johnny Depp and the love that destroyed her. Café Tabac, New York City. Kate Moss is 20 years old. She's the hottest model in the world, but she feels alone, empty, and then she meets him, Johnny Depp, 31 years old. Fresh off his breakup with Winona Ryder, dark, intense, magnetic. I knew from the first moment we talked that we were going to be together, Kate would say later. For 4 years, they're the it couple. Every red carpet, every party, matching leather jackets, matching cigarettes. They look like they walked out of a rock and roll fever dream, but behind the glamour, it's chaos. September 1994, the Mark Hotel, New York. Police get called to a suite where Johnny Depp has destroyed the room. Smashed furniture, broken glass, total devastation. He's arrested. Kate's there. When reporters ask what happened, Johnny says he was angry at himself. But here's what Kate said about that relationship, and pay attention, because this is the key to understanding her entire life. There's nobody that's ever really been able to take care of me. Johnny did for a bit. I believed what he said. Did you catch that? Kate Moss, the woman who intimidates the entire fashion world, feels like nobody can take care of her. She's desperate for protection, for safety, for someone to make her feel less alone, and Johnny gave her that. For a while, but it couldn't last. Their relationship was too intense, too consuming. In 1997, they break up, and Kate falls apart. Years and years of crying, she admitted. Oh, the tears? I never got over him. She starts partying harder. Jude Law and Sadie Frost become her crew. 5 weeks in rehab at London's Priory Clinic follow, officially for exhaustion, but everyone knows what that means. The girl who never showed weakness? She's barely holding on, and then she meets the man who will nearly destroy her completely. Part 5. Pete Doherty, the toxic love story nobody talks about. Drop a comment right now if you've been in a relationship you knew was toxic but couldn't leave. Because what's about to happen with Pete Doherty? It's the definition of destructive love. January 2005, Kate's 31st birthday party. Pete Doherty walks in. Frontman of the Libertines, 25 years old, junkie, genius, disaster. He has a $2,500 a day crack and heroin habit. He's been arrested multiple times. He's chaos incarnate, and Kate falls hard. Within a week, they get matching tattoos. A K and a heart. She's trying to keep it secret, but Pete can't keep anything secret. They meet in back rooms of London restaurants. They hide in her cottage in St. John's Wood. But his chaos follows them everywhere. Here's a detail nobody talks about. Pete would scrabble for dropped rocks, crack rocks by Kate's bed, and accidentally press her panic button. Armed police would show up at her house, repeatedly. Can you imagine? You're Kate Moss. You're trying to keep this relationship private. And suddenly police are banging on your door because your boyfriend triggered the alarm looking for drugs. It became a running battle, Pete wrote in his memoir. Highs and then crushing, violent lows. Kate's team hated him. Her friends hated him. Everyone could see he was pulling her down, but she couldn't stop. Because here's the thing about Kate Moss. She's drawn to broken men. She thinks she can save them. She can't save anyone. She can barely save herself. And then comes September 15th, 2005. Part 6. Cocaine, Kate. Photos show Kate at a West London recording studio during a Baby Shambles session, Pete's new band. The images allegedly show her snorting line after line of cocaine. The media erupts. Within 24 hours, H&M drops her. $1 million contract. Gone. Chanel doesn't renew. Burberry cancels. In total, she loses an estimated $3 million in contracts. The tabloids are vicious. Cocaine Kate becomes her nickname. Paparazzi camp outside her house. Reporters dig through her trash. And here's the darkest part. Kate feels betrayed. Those photos were taken at Pete's session. She always suspected he sold them, though he denied it. I felt sick, angry, betrayed, a source close to her said at the time. She checks into rehab. Meadows Clinic in Arizona. Gets clean. Comes back to London a different woman. The relationship with Pete. Over. She won't let him do drugs in her house anymore. She's done being dragged down. And then something unexpected happens. December 2005, 3 months after the scandal that should have ended her, French Vogue puts Kate on the cover. The tagline? Scandalous beauty. And suddenly the fashion world realizes something. They've been selling Kate's dangerous image for years. The rebel, the party girl, the rock and roll lifestyle. And now they're shocked that she actually lived it? The hypocrisy is stunning. Designer Alexander McQueen walks out after his fashion show wearing a t-shirt that says, "We love you, Kate." In March 2006, he puts her in his show as a life-sized hologram inside a glass pyramid. She's ethereal, untouchable, a goddess. Marc Jacobs never dropped her. "I don't think Kate Moss has done anything wrong," he said publicly, and then the offers flood in. By 2006, Kate picks up 18 modeling contracts in one season. She becomes one of the highest-paid models in the industry. Again. The scandal that should have destroyed her made her more valuable than ever. Because here's the truth. The fashion world doesn't want to admit they need Kate Moss more than she needs them. Part 7. The testimony that broke the internet. If you're still watching, drop a like right now. Because this next part, this is where Kate Moss proves she's not just a survivor, she's a damn warrior. And you need to see this. May 25, 2022. The Johnny Depp vs. Amber Heard trial is the biggest media circus in decades. Millions watching worldwide. Every moment dissected. And then Kate Moss appears via video. Link. She's 48 years old now. Calm, measured, elegant. It's her first time ever testifying in court. Ever. Here's what happened. Amber Heard mentioned during her testimony that she'd heard a rumor Johnny Depp once pushed Kate down the stairs in Jamaica during their relationship in the 90s. The moment Heard said Kate's name, Depp's lawyer literally fist-pumped, because Heard just opened the door for them to call Kate as a witness. Kate's testimony lasts 3 minutes and 46 seconds. She describes being in Jamaica with Johnny, leaving a room after a rainstorm, slipping on wet stairs and hurting her back. I screamed because I didn't know what happened to me. He came running back to help me, carried me to my room, and got me medical attention. Then the question everyone's waiting for. Did Mr. Depp push you in any way down the stairs? No, one word. Case closed. Later, Kate explains why she testified. I believe in the truth, and I believe in fairness and justice. I know the truth about Johnny. I know he never kicked me down the stairs. I had to say that truth. Think about what this means. Kate Moss has spent 30 years avoiding drama, refusing to engage, never explaining herself. She could have stayed silent. She could have let the rumor exist, but she showed up for the truth, even after all the tears, all the heartbreak, all the years of crying over Johnny Depp. She showed up. That's the Kate Moss the internet doesn't talk about. The fashion industry wanted her to be a ghost, beautiful, ethereal, silent. She became a warrior instead. Part 8, the blueprint they're all copying. Here's what the fashion industry doesn't want you to understand. Kate Moss wasn't just a model. She was a weapon. They used her youth, her vulnerability, her thinness, her rawness. They marketed her as rebellion while exploiting her. Compliance. They sold heroin chic while she survived on cigarettes and coffee because they didn't feed her. They made her the face of danger while condemning her for being dangerous. For every Kate Moss who made it, there are dozens of ghost models who didn't. The ones who were too weird, too extreme, too ahead of the curve. They got signed, they got shot, but they never got marketed. Kate escaped that fate by becoming the face of the weirdness itself. But here's the dark truth. The look of decline became the trend. The very thing the industry fears. Aging, decline, drugs, vulnerability became the aesthetic. The cool model became the one who looks like she's been through something, not just polished and perfect. Kate's thinness, her chaos, her missteps, they became badges of authenticity. The tragedy? The aesthetic was marketed as rebellion while the bodies were still being exploited. Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Kate said that once. She later regretted it. But the damage was done. It's literal and metaphorical. The appetite for approval, the hunger for power, the damage done in the name of beauty. The fashion world sells dreams of perfection. But what people are really buying is their own self-loathing. Looking at Kate's image, people think she's winning even while being flawed. But what they don't see, the pain. Part 9. The legacy nobody understands. Kate Moss is 50 years old. She's a mother, a grandmother, creative director for Diet Coke, founder of her own modeling agency. At a Diet Coke event in 2022, she joked, "I've always loved Coke." The crowd erupted. Because she can laugh about the scandal now. Because she survived it. But here's what nobody talks about. Kate Moss changed what was possible for women. She proved you didn't need to be tall or curvy or conventionally perfect. She showed that controversy doesn't have to end you. It can make you untouchable. She survived.
Presidential condemnation at 18, media vilification at 31, public shaming, toxic relationships, career-ending scandals, and every single time, she came back stronger.
The fashion world tried to make her small. She made them bow down instead. Her daughter Lila is modeling now, gracing British Vogue covers at 20 years old. Young models today try to recreate Kate's effortless cool. Designers still reference her 90s looks. Fashion historians study her campaigns like they're studying Picasso, Rihanna, Lady Gaga, Miley Cyrus. They all borrowed from Kate's playbook, but as Kate herself said in her memoir, they dress up as though they are challenging the status quo. But by now, wearing those clothes, pulling those faces, revealing those body parts, they're not challenging. They're conforming. Kate was the blueprint. Everyone else is just the photocopy. But here's the real story. Behind every comeback is someone who refused to let the world tell her she was finished. Kate Moss didn't. Break the rules of fashion. Before we end this, if this video changed how you see Kate Moss, hit that subscribe button. We're doing deep dives like this every week. Stories the internet gets wrong. Legends with layers. This is just the beginning. So why did Kate testify for Johnny Depp after all these years? Because she knows what it's like to be destroyed by lies, to have the media twist your story, to watch your life become a headline, and she wasn't going to let it happen to someone she once loved. That's the Kate Moss story the internet's been missing. She's not just untouchable because she survived scandals, she's untouchable because she never stopped being human. She fell apart. She got back up. She loved the wrong men. She made mistakes. She got clean. She protected her truth, and she's still here. Still Kate. Still the blueprint everyone's copying. still proving that the only person who gets to define Kate Moss is Kate Moss. The fashion industry wanted a ghost. They got a warrior instead. Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. Kate Moss. 2009, I wasn't saying be anorexic, and I was saying it was personal to me. Kate Moss. 2018, the internet judged her for one quote, but they never heard what came after. That's the problem with legends. We only tell half the story until now. Comment. Who should we cover next? Like if Kate's story shocked you. Subscribe for more untold stories. The fashion industry has secrets. We're exposing them all.